This is a penal institution. Like most older institutions, it is isolated from large metropolitan centers so as to separate law violators from free society. Incarcerated here are young men from all cultural and ethnic backgrounds, from all levels of society, who have been judged by the courts as being different from those who respect and abide by the law. Since the purpose of the institution is to prepare the individual to return to the community, there must be a way to bring segments of the community into the institution's programs. The Bureau of Indian Affairs, through a contract with the Committee of Concern of Clinton, Oklahoma, is cooperating with the institution in providing services and follow-up support to Native American inmates here at the Federal Reformatory, Reno, Oklahoma.
One of the purposes of the correctional setting is to provide a climate where people can get along from day to day without the worry of what will happen to them within the next few hours or the next few days or the next few weeks. The important emphasis of correction should be placed on the day after a person is released from an institution. As you all can tell from the papers and other media, that teaching people to live together is a rough job under the best of circumstances. However, in a correctional setting where people are forced to live within a small space for extended periods of time, this becomes a very important quality that must be obtained by correctional administrators and by the correctional climate as a whole. One of the ways we hope to do that within this institution and throughout the Bureau of Prisons is to support cultural study activities. One of the best ways that we have found to do this is to allow inmates and residents to work with staff much of the time on a voluntary basis to learn what there is to be proud of about their culture. The second important feature would be to have the opportunity built into the program to share these backgrounds with people from other cultures. One of the ways we do this at this institution is to require that each cultural group active in the institution speaks to the responsibility of sharing their cultural backgrounds. The relationship that we still enjoy with the U.S. Department of Interior, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and the Bureau of Prisons really got its formal beginning in 1960s. From this relationship, many advantages to the people confined in correctional institutions and the Bureau of Prisons has resulted. One of the main benefits to the person incarcerated has been follow-up services after the man is paroled or otherwise released from the institution. Programs such as the one that you'll soon see is also an outgrowth of this relationship. It is one that is mutually respected and will continue to reap benefits for those that are incarcerated.
My name is Robert Runninghurlett. This is one of the residents here in the Reformatory. Leonard Friday is one of our spokesmen, also here. And I asked you, Mr. Anq, to be here today with us so that we could be able to initiate a program for the Indians here, an organized Indian culture group, so that we can be able to communicate and organize better things, more properly and more effectively through you and through the administration. And we need a staff coordinator, and Indian population here has favorably recommended that you be our coordinator.
Robert, I was impressed with most of the ideas that your group proposed, but I found it necessary to invite Mr. Moses Starr, who might be able to strengthen the group as an outside coordinator.
When I was contacted by Mr. Anq, I was interested, but I need to know the purpose of this group and what the group wished to accomplish in order for me to coordinate from the outside.
I think one of the main reasons we want to start a program like this is to get the men prepared for going back out. Although we do have programs in here, but Indians, they can relate their problems better around Indian people. So with the help of Moses Starr as an outside coordinator and NQ as the inside coordinator, I think that we could benefit from a group like this.
Before the institution can recognize your group as an organization, it's going to be necessary for the group members to submit a constitution and bylaws to the Associate Warden of Programs for approval.
Several meetings were held with the Native American residents to write and refine a proposal meeting the policy requirements of the institution.
Discussed here, back to the group.
Have a seat, please.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. We're here to discuss with you some of the activities and proposals that we feel that we need a formal approval on.
Well, I see from the written proposal that you turned in that you wish to start a cultural program for the Native Americans here on the compound.
Yes.
I see from your proposal that you plan to have, as first order of business, getting the organization off the ground with meetings scheduled in the education department.
Right, yeah, we want to meet, you know, there's very few of us, you know, we want to get together, you know, put out different thoughts, different ideas, and we'd like to meet once a week, and preferably every other week we'd like to have a council meeting, you know, elected officers that we elect, you know, to take do the work for us, you know, whatever is necessary. And then in turn, you know, our planning committee will turn it over to him and he meets with us.
Okay, Jim, you have agreed to be the staff sponsor for the group, right?
Yes, I have.
And you're going to have the help of Moses Starr and his organization, the Oklahoma Committee Concern for them.
Right, we're very fortunate to have him with us.
Good. Well, the activities that you plan for later on sound real interesting also, but I do strongly suggest what you have, and that is get your program going. What are some of the other projects you foresee in the future?
Well, we want to introduce to the prison here, the prison population, not only Indians, but blacks, whites, Chicanos, the staff, even the staff, you know, they have a different view and a different understanding of powwows, you know. We'd like to have 2 or 3 powwows a year where we can all get together, you know, and especially the non-Indian, we want them to understand what the powwow is, you know. To us, it's really something, and, you know, and if they can understand just a little bit of it, then, you know, we're sharing our culture with them.
What other activities do you have planned?
Well, we have an Indian awareness program that we would like to initiate, not now, but in the foreseeable future. We'd like to go into the community and talk with Indian children, Indian kids from various Indian schools, and we'd like to, we couldn't do this possibly, you know, without Committee of Concern of Oklahoma, Mr. Ankew, and we need these people, you know, in order for us to do anything in the community, you know, as far as us going out there and special speakers from them coming in to speak with us and either telling us, you know, we have employment out there, we can help you, you know, this is what's going on in the community, you know. And if we could have a good relationship, communication with people like that, then, you know, I think we're going to make some good progress.
But these all seem possible, and within the guidelines that you've laid out here, I think that we'll have the administration's approval. So you can begin your meetings, Jim, and I'll try to be there whenever necessary, and hopefully you'll be at each of the meetings or have someone detailed to do so. And let's plan that way and go with it starting next week.
Today's our Monday night council meeting prior to our Wednesday night general meeting. Tonight we're going to make preparations for our Christmas powwow. We had the approval from the associate warden to have this powwow, so we'll open it up for suggestions from the floor.
I thought a good idea would be to have committees set up to handle the individual responsibilities, you know, the areas that are going to have to be handled, and probably have to leave it up to the council members since, you know, we're the leaders and we're the ones going to have to kind of work this through ourselves. So, but I don't know what kind of committees we'll need, so I need suggestions from you guys.
I suggest I get together a committee to take care of refreshments and food. Refreshment committee.
All right.
Well, I think it's a good idea to send out some invitations to our Indian people out there outside.
You know, I was thinking that it would be all right if we had a cleanup and setup committee, because we'll need somebody to set everything up.
Each event has to be planned and discussed by the Council of the Native American Cultural Group and approved by the administration.
I don't know how many guests we're going to have.
This program affords the opportunity for these inmates to make decisions which will lead to positive consequences, rather than decisions which would lead to further incarcerations after their release.
Get in touch with Sammy White and the Native American Center in Oklahoma City, and I'm sure that they'd be willing to furnish us with some dancers and also bring us in some food for our powwow. It would be consistent of fried bread, deer meat, some real Indian food.
Yeah, I think most of the guys here haven't had the real Indian food for a long time. You know, they probably would like that, you know. Deer meat, most of the guys from north would like deer meat, you know.
We have Moses Starr as outside coordinator. He's working with a committee of concern, so he come up with the idea that we get the people from the outside to donate the food. I think that's a pretty good idea.
An example of this planning is the Christmas powwow.
Now the next award by the culture group is called the Indian of the Year Award. This award is presented to the individual within the culture group that has put out a lot of effort in all activities, not only the activities that you see here today, but the weekly meetings, the different type of program that these guys have, like the awareness program, and all the other recreational and athletic activities. So this award this year will be presented to Mr. Robert Running Rabbit.
I want to thank my Red Brothers for giving me this award, and I'll make good use of it. Thank you.
The powwow brings many people representing several different tribes into the institution, and it demonstrates that there is an Indian community that does care. Native American cultural activities help give a sense of identity and develops pride in heritage. These activities help to develop self-respect needed to cope inside the institution and upon release. and regular meetings are only a part of the organization's activities. Residents receive guidance and counseling in alcoholism, pre-release planning, and family problems. Selected residents are engaged in various activities of the awareness program, such as participating in delinquency prevention seminars at Indian schools. All activities are attended and supervised by staff and Committee of Concern sponsors. This approach to Indian offender rehabilitation is put to the test upon the resident's release from the institution. Whether this approach passes the test depends upon the individual as he leaves the institution and returns to free society.